There are 3 candidates vying for 2 seats on the Board of Selectmen. Before the election on Tuesday, April 10th, we wanted to give you the opportunity to get to know them a little bit better. I sat down with John Bulian, Handel, and Byron Doerfer to find out why they want to be on the Board of Selectmen. Why are you running for the Board of Selectmen?
I'm running to continue the work that I've been doing for the past 15 years, is to give back to the community. I am available to residents of the community 7 days a week. I know many people in this town. My work is here. I've raised my 2 sons here. They went through Broadmeadow and Pollard and the high school, and I enjoy the work that I do. I have a full-time job outside of the Board of Selectmen, and the Board of Selectmen is another full-time job.
I'm running to continue my presence on the Board of Selectmen. I think I bring a unique perspective, having been a planner for most of my professional career and understanding the forces of change and the need to preserve community, and to try to balance those so that we can move forward into the future and preserve the interests of our citizens.
I'm running for a seat on the Board of Selectmen this April 10th because I feel as though I would bring a unique perspective to the board. You know, I moved to Needham when I was 2 years old, and I've lived at the same house on Manning Street since then with my family. You know, I've grown up around the same neighbors for the most part. Went to Mitchell School, Pollard, the high school, all Needham public schools. And I think that the conversations that we want to have, if we win this seat on the board, are representative of what most people in town really do care about.
Why do you think that you'd make a good candidate?
Well, because I am on the job every day. People can reach me through email, by text, by phone. I meet with residents, constituents. I consider myself fortunate to be presented by residents with the simple as well as complex issues that they face in their everyday lives. And it's important that I try and work with the residents to solve those issues.
I'm a good candidate because I have the experience and the judgment to make decisions and build coalitions to achieve results for the town.
I've spent my entire life here, really. Like, you know, aside from college and just a year or 2 living abroad, I really haven't left this town. And I feel like I have an understanding better than most as to what makes us such a special and unique community. And I want to be on the board to help preserve that as we move forward as a town into the future.
What do you believe are the major issues in the town of Needham?
I think the biggest issue that the town is facing right now is the growth in both residential and commercial population. The Board of Selectmen, through the actions that we've taken, there are currently 2 40Bs that are under construction, large apartment complexes, one at 390 units, one at 136 units, and those are under construction, and they will set to be occupied within the next 1 to 2 years. That will bring a substantial increase in the resident population of this town. It will also drive the enrollments in the schools. Even with the building of the new school on Central Ave, in conjunction with the implementation of full-day kindergarten, the schools will be over capacity. And we need to look to address that as a board. We also have to look to address the other areas where the town is going to see, where the town is going to see impacts on services. One is public safety and DPW, because resident population will bring more traffic. Commercial population, through the growth in the business center, will bring a tremendous amount of traffic. Even though 128 is being widened and we have the new ramp at Kendrick and the work at Highland and Needham Street will be done over the next several years, just the addition of thousands more people on and around this area will add to the traffic of the town. And as we know, pedestrian safety is now a priority that this board is looking at. And part of that is going to be driven by, and we have to address, the increase in the traffic from the actions that we've taken.
We're at a point in our growth and history where external pressures are exerting a lot of challenge to our community in terms of housing, keeping seniors in place in the community, advancing our educational needs. These are all challenges that require coalitions of interest to be built to deliver results for the town.
The problem with McMansions and tear downs happening in town. We also want to really push for environmental reforms and ideas such as really focusing on the planning process for our municipal buildings, and that they're supposed to be around for 50 years. We think that 50 years from now, we might already be at a carbon-free or a fossil fuel-free future. We think that green energy initiatives need to be built into that planning process. They need to be an integral part of that. Additionally, I think that my stance is different from the current board in that I believe that we need a mandatory plastic bag ban, not a voluntary one, as is currently proposed. Although it is good to see larger retailers like Roach Brothers and Sudbury Farms already taking the initiative and not using plastic bags at checkout anymore. Lastly, I think that the board can lead with regards to pedestrian safety. We don't know the facts of the case of what happened regarding the terrible tragedy that took 2 young lives from our community, but we know that there are things that the board can do tomorrow to make sure that different things like this have less of a chance of happening in the future.